Everybody, welcome back. Thanks for being here. So I got a lot of great feedback on the episode that I did with Ganja last week. And so some of you commented on the video itself. Some of you wrote me via the blog or just emailed straight out. So I'm going to condense a few of the questions. I saw something from a longtime follower, Second Entry Long, which you can see. We also got some comments on your trading style reflects your willingness to deal with uncertainty. So I want to do that one first. Second Entry Long writes, certain times aspiring traders are restricted by the circumstances of their choosing. So I want to stop right there. If you fall in love with a woman, right, and you want to date and you eventually want to be exclusive, and she says, I still see my ex or I'm dating other people. If you move forward from that point in time, you don't have the right to complain about what she's not doing with you or what she's doing with somebody else, right? See? Someone agrees with me. And so when I think about these self-imposed limitations, I don't look at those funding accounts as prop trading accounts the way that you do, or not necessarily the person writing this comment, but the way the rest of the trading community can. Again, it's a paid-for solution that's supposed to help you not feel feelings that you don't want to feel, which are the feelings of asking people for money to fund a trading account for you from which you can trade and or, share in the profits. So I feel like the problem with those accounts are, as we were talking about, the willingness to deal with uncertainty. I think the point that I made that Second Entry Long was kind of parroting is that you can't deal with the uncertainty because you can't take the trades home overnight. That's not for this particular account funding source where they're not even really funded. If you know how they work, you're not allowing yourself to feel the uncertainty because they don't allow you to take the risk home, so you don't have to live with the probabilistic outcome. You have to cauterize your trades by the end of the day, whether they're winning or whether they're losing. And so again, like in that relationship example that I gave you, you are saying, here is the outside world and I'm letting it affect my inside world, right? And I don't typically operate that myself. I can't go back 35 years and say, what would I do then with what I knew given the rules that they have here? My understanding with these places is that they're not actually entering the trades and managing risk. They're collecting subscription revenue from its participants, and they're likely marking things to the market and then paying you out, right, based on your wins from everybody else's subscriptions. There's also a waiting period where I think they chop up your gains and they pay you out in equal installments over a certain period of time, so you don't even really get all your money up front. So it might be an easier way in than feeling the feelings of rejection or feeling feelings of fear of asking people for money. If you go to Spotify or you go to Martin Chronicle, you can look up, episodes that I did in the past about trying to find backers and or investors, right? So there's a big compliment. I'm not going to repeat myself on that because it's already been done. So I would just be mindful of putting yourself then deliberately in the rock and between the rock and the hard place, as it says in the comment. You can kind of see it. It was posted on last Thursday, I believe. So again, you can say, well, I reject that. I reject these funding accounts. I don't care that I'm getting 90% off and all of that, because now I have to adopt other people's trading rules. Right. So now you've taken trading, which is hard to begin with, and you've created a coping mechanism. So you just have to be super conscious of what you get involved with, because it seems like it's the easy way out, because then you can just adopt, but you are who you are. Right. And that's why I see most of the people not making it through these programs. They sign up for, some people have more than 10 accounts, and then they're trying 10 or 12 different strategies, one strategy per account, because all they're looking for is to try to get funded on any one of them. But then you have to say, I look at that and I see desperation for funding, because now it's like, how do you even know that type of behavior is really congruent with who you are as a person, right? Long term, right? If you're just trying to throw anything at the wall, something will eventually stick. You see? Now, I admit when I started, learn from me. I tried to trade 4 different asset classes and virtually every different time frame that you could try. You see? And I had to come to my own sense and say, this isn't working. And so I don't want to see you throw, again, good money after bad because you're desperate to raise money, right? I would much rather have you go and deal with a business person who understands risk. They've made and lost money, right? Already in the business world, you won't be the first person to lose them money, where you can really learn your craft and become who you are and who you're meant to be. You see, it seems like it's a bit of a panacea because there's no risk, there's no feedback. You have a credit card, you pay the fee, you follow their rules. It's like, man, easy peasy. But there's a lot more to it, right? And it's not like it's the small print, but it's just that, like trying to buy somebody else's trading system, they're imposing rules on you that will restrict and stunt your growth. So even though you think the promise is that you're going to get funded, the rules to me are too restrictive for you to be able to make real money, you see? And so I want you to be careful when you go out there again, when you start looking at the solutions. You'd almost start to think that there's people who make more money in trying to provide you trading systems and solutions than there are people who trade and make money by trading. It's quite remarkable. I feel the more I think about it, there wasn't an opportunity for me with many, many of the things you have available. And I think in many ways it was a blessing because I really had pick up the phone and call people, meet with them, have copies of my resume with me and a cover letter, right? Or read a couple of books. But again, most of it was putting real money on, because I had to feel the burn. And so I want you to be mindful that if you would go to adopt any of these types of trading platforms, the restrictions that they give you might not have anything to do with what the right trading style is for you. You see that? So you're coping at the very beginning with that. That's why I don't advocate. That's why I don't have these people on the show. That's why I don't do a deep dive or a case study, because I'm just generally not for it. Some of you might participate with it and see, that's how you're going to raise your capital to trade. But again, I would want something that is much more liberal and not restrictive. You see, that's my personal preference for you, because that'll help you develop into the trader that you're meant to become, not develop into the trader using somebody else's rules. Because whether you buy somebody's box in a system, their flagship program, their penny stocking this thing, long and short, it doesn't matter. It's somebody else's rules. The best way for you to figure it out, just like in painting, is take out a bunch of colors, take out some blank canvas, paper, whatever you might, and start moving color on canvas. See how it feels. Find out what your gestural marks are. Find out what color combinations you like best. I don't like the idea that you have to step into something and, I'm reading to see if I missed anything here from the comment. Again, appreciate Second Entry Long for making the comment. But I think this is effectively a truism, right? This is something that we've spoken about here, and that every decision that you make, effectively there are trade-offs. And I would much rather have you go to the marketplace and do this yourself with your own money, rather than try to use other people's money and then adopt bad habits because you have to fulfill somebody else's terms. I spoke about other proprietary trading firms that make you offset winning trades by the end of the day just because they don't allow you to take risk home overnight. To me, that's irrational, right? But everyone has their own thoughts on how things should go, when it's their company. So at any rate, please like and subscribe. Keep the comments coming in. I look forward to seeing you. Ganj will be here Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody, thanks for being here. Please take a minute, like and subscribe to the show. You could also leave a comment. I don't have all the answers, so it's good to get some feedback. Also, if you would like to support the show, check out the links below. You can get the free audiobook of The Inner Voice of Trading. and also information about the course that I teach with Victor Sperandio. Thanks for being here, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.